Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the dealer only auto auction. We're out here looking at, I don't know, probably close to 60 cars. I'd like to start over on the far lanes, work my way back across to the stuff that's a little bit nicer. That way, if I run out of time, the stuff that's a little bit nicer typically has a 7-day guarantee on it, and I'm not scrambling trying to find all the issues with those when I know they're a little bit better. So we're heading over to G Lane. This is where you can find some of the diamonds in the rough, or you can find the rough, either one. But, looking for G43, and here is G43. So we're looking at a 15 Honda, 131,000 miles. It's a coupe. It's dirty, but good mirror, good tires, Honda rims, a little ding up here, nothing crazy. Somebody caught a parking block. Other front tires, good shape. This one's got a sunroof. Mirror's good. Back tires are a little bit worse. Now, one thing that I find very often, and I had to learn this the hard way, is when there's a sticker, there's normally something wrong underneath of it. I don't feel a hole in this situation, but 9 times out of 10, if there's a sticker someone's put on their car, maybe this person's just a proud Navy mom, I don't know, but most of the time there's a hole underneath or a crack or something to tell you there's an issue. But overall, other than this thing just still being dirty, which the pressure washing crew is out, they're just not here yet, this thing's in pretty decent looking shape. Okay, we got some seat covers. Let's toss the key back in the middle. Got some seat covers, not bad. Back seat's not tore up. The sunroof looks, well, it looks a little dingy, but headliner's not sagging down. Let's slide this thing back. My goodness. Started up quiet. We do have a check engine light and a steering light. Check power steering. I mean, it's a little tight, but I can turn it. Of course, the battery's been dead at some point and the radio needs its code. Looks like the kick panel's off over there. I wonder what for. Do we have radio, or do we have air conditioning? Oh yeah, that's cold immediately. Let's plug in the scanner and see what we can find. Alright, going through the scanner. Let's see what all it comes up with. 1 code found, 4 monitors in question, control solenoid. Okay. Intermediate shaft speed sensor, no signal. Unfortunately, this isn't one that I think I want to get into with having a couple different stored codes. While it's a decent looking car, it's a little older, got a little more miles. Just seems to be a little bit more problematic than what I'm looking for, but that's all right. On to the next one. So on to the next one. This Grand Cherokee here, 75th anniversary, I believe. So it gives it the like bronze colored rims. Plastics look good. Let's see if there's anything up under the hood. Nothing drastic. Probably ought to get that closed if we plan on driving it. Michelin tires in good shape. Red stitching. This one has, of course, a sunroof as well. Heated rear seats. Our lift gate's in good shape. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Turn our screen on. Well, I think that's why this car's over here. The screen doesn't turn on. Oh, may jump to conclusions. Heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel. Let's go ahead and take our roof on back. I've been noticing here the past couple of weeks a lot of bad sunroofs, especially in the Fords and the trucks. Bad tracks. They sit off center. This one seems to be in good shape. Go ahead and check our fan speed, direction changes. Blower motor's got a little bit of a sound. Just run it on 6, you'll never know. Heated seat, heated wheel, backup camera. All right, everything looks to be working. Yeah, that's working. I'd say that radio's working. All right, let's plug it in. All right, let's see what the scanner has in store for us. Hopefully nothing. Unfortunately, every car can't be a winner, but the more winners we find, the more we can buy. I don't think we're gonna come across anything with this one, luckily. Perfect. Now, of course, there's one thing that I don't really test or get to test on a lot of these vehicles here, and I guess I probably could, but putting things into four-wheel drive and seeing if they kind of skip, you know, as you turn it, but that's a little in depth for around here. Most of the time, four-wheel drive really isn't used, and I've not really ran into many situations where on a newer vehicle it doesn't work as it should. She scoots. She feels healthy. No weird sounds. No crazy vibrations. Just power. 107,000 miles isn't bad for a 2017. It's not amazing, but this might be a really nice vehicle for someone in that price point with a little bit more miles to get the features like heated seats, heated steering wheel, cooled seats, leather, a panoramic sunroof, blind spot monitoring. That's a lot of features for a car. Oh, got a little traffic jam. Let me get around this. This is one of our next ones. I actually skipped it and had to come back. A little bit older Silverado, 10 years old, just under 100,000 miles, Z71. These you have to worry about stuck lifters. The lifter tick can get a little crazy. Looks like there's something aftermarket there, but you'll notice a stuck lifter fairly quickly with one of these. It'll throw a check engine light. Unfortunately, the displacement on demand was supposed to be a great thing with EPA regulations helping with fuel economy, but the thing that they ran into, other than this one being dead, what they ran into with doing the displacement on demand, you know, it could cut down from 8 cylinders to 4 cylinders, and I think in even some of the newer ones it was able to cut down all the way to like 1 or 2 cylinders. The issue they ran into with that was cylinders would drop off and die. And they wouldn't come back. You wouldn't be able to deactivate one and then it start working again, so you'd be running on a misfire after it deactivated and then come back. Looks to be in good shape. I'll have to check it out again. Well, that's fancy. I'll have to check it out again as it comes through the lane, see if there's a check engine light present, and if it's running green light I can still put a post sale on it and make sure we're okay. One of the other ones that we bid on last week, and I was the top bidder, they didn't take my offer. They wanted like $6,000 more than my bid, and is back running again this week, so we'll see if we can get it again. If we win it 2 weeks in a row, the seller would probably, hopefully, think that we've given a fair number, or the market's commanding for that number. Our SRT Grand Cherokee, once again, needs to be cleaned up, but we drove this one last week. We know how it is, so we can go ahead and skip to the next thing. So you're probably thinking, like, Aaron, why do we pass up all these great looking different vehicles? Not this one doesn't count. All these other great looking vehicles when there's plenty of things out here. Well, when I do my research, I try to see if there's damage on the Carfax that would keep someone from wanting to buy it. This thing looks clean. I didn't have this in my list. The SRT Grand Cherokee. There could be structural damage listed. There could be photos that I already looked at and saw damage to one side. So there's lots of reasons why I wouldn't look at every single thing. So our next couple are all right here in the same spot. We have this Explorer Platinum. I just got in and around it. So the next couple also have 7-day assurance guarantees. So we've got a little bit of warranty with those, making sure everything works as they should. This one I've already been in, looks good. We have that one, 28, which is this one, 29, which is this one, and then I think there's one more in this area, but let's start with this one. So moisture on the inside could be from it being cleaned up, or it could be from the sunroof having an issue, but let's walk around it and find out. Tires look good. Hemi e-torque looks fine. Night edition, of course, sells things. These move well. Looks like it's got 2 different sets of tires, front versus back. Backs are a little bit newer, but that's all right. 8.4 with the pano. Definitely has a little bit of a moisture smell, but not super strong, so I don't know how long it's been like this. If it's just they detailed it and it was still moist on the inside, but you've got condensation all around the truck. It wouldn't hurt for someone to crack the window and leave it down on this one, but I'm not going to do that because I need everyone else to see how rough it is so I can buy it for less. No bed liner other than this WeatherTech liner. And it looks like it came with a floppy little piece there too. Get on my way. So only the one tire was new, but everything else looks okay. I guess let's get in it and see how it runs, how it sounds. That sounds nice. I like it. She is plumb out of gas. All right, look at all the moisture up here. I mean, all this is just wet. Let's make sure you open. My goodness, that's just a ton of moisture. I mean, it opens. Roll my windows down. Oh. It closed. Back window opens and closes. The seats aren't wet. I'm not sitting on wet, but everything else seems to be wet. I mean, even the dash has water on it. Just some of the stuff you can find at the auction, you know? I'd really like to hope that someone didn't trash this thing. The cars get trashed all the time. I wonder where the moisture is coming from. All right, rear park sense off. Oh, the rear braking is off, okay. With being as low on fuel as it is, I'm not going to take it around. It's only got 50,000 miles. We might still be in powertrain warranty, being that it's a 2020, but that's a little risky depending on when it was produced. Brakes are okay, it sounds healthy. We'll of course check it out more as it comes through the lane. Let's bring this temperature down. Make sure our air conditioning is working. Once again, it's hard to tell this morning. It's just cool enough out. I'd say that's working. Heated seat and steering wheel. A lot of the times if these aren't working or there's an issue, they'll just kick back off after like 5 seconds. So you might see the light on and then it go off and you know that there's some kind of issue with the heated seat. Alright, let's plug in our scanner and see what we can find. I think I can one-hand this one. I've gotten so used to where the RAM scanners are, or the OBD ports are. Hey, there we go. Alright. what you got. Think faster, we're low on gas. Okay, you think everything's okay. As long as you think everything's okay, I think everything's okay. So, pros versus cons. It's a good looking truck. Good year, good miles. Sounds good. Cons. It's moist on the inside. I think we can either dry that up or figure out why, but I want to make sure everyone else sees that it's moist inside. So let's leave the windows up, turn the air conditioning back off, and look at our next couple. Let's move along. So this one's a Ford EcoSport. I don't buy a ton of these, but we're coming into tax time. Having more vehicles on the lot, the better. Oh, tires are close. Once again, 7-day certified. I mean, the tire's all right. This one's got a sunroof. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, let's climb up here. Dent the door. Let's climb up here and just look. So a little dent here in the front. And I don't know if that's paint chipping on the back or if that's just garbage. I think it's just garbage. It looks higher than everything else. The sunroof looks sealed. Yeah, I don't feel any obviously wet around it. I think it was just wet from when they cleaned it. All right, back to the EcoSport. Don't typically buy a ton of these, but they're a really great price point for a newer car, and especially someone that wants to get good fuel economy and have a good couple features. Leather seats, heated, sunroof, all-wheel drive, all the typical things I'm looking for. Maybe would make a good first car or car for a college student. If I can figure out how to open it, it'll probably be really good. My goodness, what am I doing wrong here? Y'all don't see a button, do you? I don't see a button. Am I just dumb? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about these. For a college student, being able to toss a couple things in, or a tote, or laundry, or whatever, this will probably be alright. Look for the things that stand out. Don't be a dummy like me. Yeah, these tires are a little dry rotted. It's probably gonna need some tires. Hopefully this one's got enough fuel in it we can drive it. This one got all the fuel in it.
With SRN.
Radio works. AC's kicking. Sounds good. Check our sunroof. I mean, that's probably the smallest sunroof I've ever seen, but at least it's there. Window, 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 window. All right, let's get adjusted and get rolling. It is kind of a power seat. It's got power forward, power tilt. The lumbar support's manual, but all right. We're skipping a step. We need to plug it in first. Let's plug it in and see what we get here. There we are. once again, an 50,000 miles, that's such a great point. It's not got so many miles that it's scary, but it's not got so little miles that it's super expensive. It's going to be a great price point. Let's read our codes. Nothing. Good deal. I know a lot of people don't like Fords. Brakes are a little crusty sounding. I know people don't like Fords. Many people don't. But I'm a bit of a fan of the cheap, the cost effectiveness of a Ford, the cheapness of parts. You can put, you know, replacement parts on it for a very reasonable price. I've had Fords personally that have ran close to 300,000 miles. Yeah, these brakes are rough. In my opinion, the car brand aside, if you don't pick something that's got major issues, and you do typical maintenance, oil changes in good intervals, not 10,000 miles like you hear about on commercials or you see on the bottle, you know, synthetic oil, great for 10,000 miles. The oil itself might be viscous for 10,000 miles, but it is not gonna keep contaminants and debris, you know, things that your motor's bringing in. It's not gonna have all of that stuff, you know, carbon buildup. It's not gonna just magically disappear. You need to change the oil. So changing the oil is the best way to get all of those extra contaminants out, keeping your oil passages clean, your lifters clean, and preventing issues like a lifter sticking with the DOD trucks. So I recommend every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. That's been proven for me to get good mileage out of vehicles. And it costs a little bit extra. Sure, you're paying, you know, for an extra oil change or two here and there, but it's probably better than buying a motor or paying to have something repaired after the fact. So to be proactive in your repairs, a vehicle can last a long time. Now she's only got the 3-cylinder, so she's not powerful, but she'll get there. Let's see if we knock the rust off the rotors. To be clear, the brake pedal didn't feel bad. It just sounded bad. But I think just a little bit of brake sound. She's trying. I think we're gonna be all right. I'll probably account an extra couple $100 for some brake work. Might not be all 4 that it needs. It might only need rears or fronts. I'm hearing more in the rear. My heated seat is working well. I'm getting warm. Let's get this one back, check out our next one, and hopefully move along quickly. Like I said, I got a bunch in the list this week. Hopefully we have enough time to see everything. Well, I feel kind of bad for not getting more video and info while at the auction today. There was definitely a lot going on, trying to look at as many cars as I had on the list. Ended up having to, you know, pretty well sprint through everything. But we got a couple. We got some different stuff, trucks, SUVs, blah blah blah. Anyway, you'll see what I got when we get back to the dealership and they've landed. So we'll see then. This is one of the vehicles we got from the auction the other day. These are probably one of my favorite vehicles in the look. The old body style Grand Cherokees. If you're gonna get one, you gotta get one that's an anniversary edition or blacked out with the altitude package. This one's a 75th anniversary, so you get a little bit of a bronze badging. The wheels, not necessarily bronze or brass, I guess, but kind of close. You've got the panoramic sunroof. You've got, of course, 4-wheel drive on the interior. You've got leather seats, heated and cooled, as well as heated steering wheel. You've got selectable 4-wheel drive modes. Plenty of space for the family. And you've even got heated seats in the rear with a 110 outlet. So definitely a great option for a family vehicle. And if you got to go off-roading, why not?